So as you know, Boosie got locked up recently, and the reason is because the feds were watching his Instagram live, and he had a gun on him during it. Told on himself, pretty much. So let's get into what Chig Smooth reported on the situation.
So San Diego Police Department reportedly used Instagram to arrest Boosie. That's right, you guys know Boosie loves to go on Instagram Live. According to TMZ, in the federal documents, they say Boosie was seen on an Instagram Live feed back on May 6th with a gun tucked into the waistband of his red jeans. As you guys can see in the picture, you guys can see the images. Now here's the kicker. The feds say San Diego Police Department was watching that IG feed and mobilized officers to pull over a vehicle that had Boosie riding in the back seat. According to the feds, right before the Mercedes SUV pulled over, the San Diego officer noticed movement in the back seat they believe looked like someone attempting to conceal firearms or illegal contraband in their experience. Once the vehicle was pulled over, Boosie told the officer he didn't have any weapons, but his security did. During the search, the cop found a loaded Hellcat 9mm in the guard's bag and also a loaded Glock 9mm on the rear passenger seat. Once cop reviewed the IG footage, they matched up the Glock with the weapon in Boosie's waistband, and that's why they busted him.
So once again, you cannot get on these social media platforms doing stuff that you're not supposed to be doing. And we thought Boosie was a veteran with that. But now just listen to what he had to say on the Math Hoffa podcast.
So you get pulled over, right?
Yeah.
Cops found the weapon. Who gun is this?
Yeah. What happened?
You keep it real in that situation too?
What you mean if the cops find the weapon?
Yeah, if they find a weapon, it's like 5 of y'all in the whip. It ain't sure.
It didn't happen plenty of times.
Yeah,
my boy gonna say that's his guns when they come to the car. Yeah, that's what they do.
They always
That's when you have the youngest person in the clique for all of time around you. You know, people do that seven different times in the clique. Who's never not convicted, they just, take the charge.
Now, Boosie's charges has been revealed. He's facing multiple gun charges. The charges include being a felon in possession of a firearm and transporting firearms across interstate highways.
So obviously this was before he got arrested. He was doing an interview tour. And Math Hoffa asked him this question. Why? I don't know. I thought we were doing better at not incriminating each other. Right? But now Math has jumped into the DJ Vlad side of the game, asking this kind of hypothetical question. And Boosie, who we thought had some more sense than this, answered it, ironically, in the exact way that he got arrested. They had proof that he had the gun on him. They waited till he got in the car. When he pulled off, they pulled up behind him. They in there jumbling, I guess, getting the gun. So now you done gave the police added proof. I mean, I would figure that the prosecutor is definitely going to use that, where you telling the sauce to how you would get out of doing it. Of course, a lot of street guys know this is what happens. But then it's another thing when you get on there and say, this is how you're going to do it. And this is how you would get out of it being your gun. Now, they have proof of the gun on you. And then you got proof of yourself on the interview telling how you would get out of that being your gun. And I really thought Boosie was better at this. Y'all remember this in the Baller Alert interview?
Or say Vlad is the police though. I've never incriminated nobody on there. I've never said nothing to start a beef on there.
You're saying you know how to handle yourself on it.
Yes, and you should know how to if you're a criminal. Or you're a rapper. It's just sometimes rappers go on there and don't forget they're criminals. You can't blame him.
And Vlad agreed with this in this case. He was like, right after DJ Vlad interview, you got locked up by the feds. Vlad jumped in and said, actually, our last interview with Boosie was in April. A couple of weeks ago, he went on a media run that included The Breakfast Club, Baller Alert, All Hip Hop, Math Hoffa, Sway, and probably some others I'm forgetting. And yeah, Looks like it wasn't Vlad this time, but it was Meth Hoffa that added flame to the fire. But it still was Boosie at the root of it all. But even though we got to admit that it was Boosie at the root of it all, that told on himself, Hoffa, you still not adding. Come on, man. If we're gonna call Vlad culture vulture, we got to call this out too. Why, as black men, would you get him on there and then start asking questions that you know are giving up game to incriminating ways that he may move, or you got him on there asking him stuff like this, which is something hypothetical, but it is as you can see. I know Math probably didn't look at it like that, but as you can see, you asking him definitely a question that can incriminate him, being that he's giving up the sauce on how he's about to move to get out of a legal situation. So just come on, man. We call him Vlad a culture vulture, but Math, why would you ask him this question? We supposed to be looking out for each other. This is the type of stuff you supposed to go back and be like, okay, even though we brought that up, we got to edit this out. We can't let Boosie ride with that. But still, at the end of it all, it was Boosie that incriminated himself on the Instagram live video. If you know you ain't supposed to have guns on you, Boosie, I mean, why not, instead of taking the gun off you and giving it to your bodyguard, why not just let your bodyguard handle the gun? You understand what I'm saying? Why is that not a viable option? If you know, especially we go videos back where they was pulling Boosie over, I mean, like every other day. Every other day, to the point that he was going crazy in the street, talking about how he was going to do this, do that, challenging the officers, or let's fight, all this stuff. He was just fed up. Wanted to sell his house, wherever that was, he was. So for you to know that they are pressuring you that much, pulling you over, trying to see what you got, this, that, and the other, then you got to know you are one of the biggest voices in hip-hop, one of the most loved and the most hated voices in hip-hop. And then when you see they applying pressure to you, you got to understand that, I mean, you got to try your best to move accordingly, because they would love to shut you up and lock you up. Boosie, this is disappointing that you would tell on yourself like this. I don't understand why you would have to. I understand, man, because Boosie been shot and he's been through some stuff. But still, I mean, if you got bodyguards with you, why would you have the gun on you? And then be on Instagram Live with it. And I guess this is disappointing, because I thought Boosie, from the last Baller Alert interview, you would think that Boosie is ahead of the game on that he knows not to do certain things on live that is going to incriminate him. But obviously, that's out the window. He definitely incriminated himself. And looking at some time, I don't know, what's going on, but he's facing a few charges. So we're going to see how it plays out. But fellas, I got to tell y'all once again, stop telling on yourself, man. Get off of social media, posting stuff that you shouldn't be posting. Once again, this is your boy P Camp. Let me know what you think, what you don't think. Get at your boy.